Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to episode 28 of the Tim Tebow dynasty. In today's matchup, we have both Florida teams, the 6-2 Jacksonville Jaguars, taking on the 5-3 Miami Dolphins. Coming into the game, this Tim Tebow-led Jaguars offense is number 1 in total offense, 2 in pass offense, 3 in rush offense, but we lead the league in points per game, scoring 35 points per game. Miami's defense, on the other hand, has been struggling this season. They're 26th in total defense, 17th against the pass, 27th against the rush. They give up 24 points per game. They're 21st in sacks, but they're tied for leading the NFL in interceptions. So we might have to worry about that. One positive for me, though, is that this Miami defense is worst in the league in red zone efficiency. So we might be able to put up a good amount of points here and hopefully have a pretty good game.
Shotgun taking off. Ball is out. They recover their own fumble.
And that makes my third fumble this season. Not as bad as last year, but I still need to cut down on how much popcorn I'm eating before these games.
Jones-Drew gets it here.
That time I got to blame the running back. He made a bad read. His vision was terrible. He makes the wrong decision, and it cost his team yards lost.
So after our punt, our defense, who has been doing great all season, gave up a touchdown. So we're in a hole already against our in-state rivals, Miami Dolphins. Not great, since we already lost to the Buccaneers this season, which would put us at 0-2 against other Florida teams.
Here's the handoff to Maurice Jones-Drew. That's a 3-yard gain.
Jones-Drew has been a nice surprise for me this season. Compared to last year, where he only averaged 61 yards per game and only scored 5 rushing touchdowns, this year he's getting 88.5 yards per game. He's only scored 2 touchdowns so far, but I would say on the ground, he's a lot more effective. When it comes to getting Jones-Drew involved in our passing game, we've actually been struggling with that. Last year, he got 28 catches for 282 yards and a touchdown, while so far this year, he only has 10 catches for 97 yards and a touchdown. So I need to try getting him more involved, but I don't really like passing it to my running back that much, so we'll see how it goes.
Second down now. Tebow's back in shotgun formation. The defense gets
That sack was brought to you by the number 3 pick in the 2013 draft, Deion Jordan, who apparently in his second season on the Dolphins is now at 92 overall. Madden had more faith in him than I guess he did himself in real life, because after his first 2 seasons, he ended up getting suspended from the league for a whole year due to substance abuse policies. He basically missed 2 years in his career, the 15 and 16 season, before making a comeback in the league, and then turning out to be a huge disappointment. Overall, he was a big draft bust, but according to Madden, he's the best player on this Miami Dolphins team by his second season, so Madden doesn't consider real-life issues, I guess, when they decide how to develop players. And after the first quarter, we're losing 7-0. Hopefully in the rest of the game we can turn it around and be the offense that I've made everybody believe I can be.
The quarterback coming to the line, hoping to avoid being sacked for a 3rd time. And he is tackled at the 14.
All right, so this is our 9th game of the season, and Zach Meile, coming into the game, had 48 catches on the year. To beat Anquan Boldin's rookie record for receptions in a season, he would need about 54 to get to 102, if my math is correct. So he's really going to need to step it up, or I'm going to need to step it up throwing in his direction if I want to break that record.
Hammered after a 2-yard gain.
Marching down the field and taking their time. Makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown.
And some other players I'd like to mention on this garbage Miami defense is defensive end Cameron Wake, who's an 86, cornerback Brett Grimes, who's an 88, and strong safety Rashard Jones, who's a 92. So Deion Jordan does have some other pieces around him. They just are one of the worst defenses in the league. Some positive news about our offensive line. After giving up 127 sacks last year, so far, after the end of this game, we've only given up 46. So, we're on pace to give up about 84, 85, but it's no 127 like we did last year. I'd love it to be fewer, but that's not really up to me. It's also not leading the NFL in sacks. The Patriots replaced Tom Brady after his retirement with Ryan Mallett, who was garbage in real NFL history. He's been sacked 48 times. So, their offensive line is garbage. I understand why Tom Brady retired. They have a slightly worse offensive line than me. So, Ryan Mallett is trash. Justin Blackmon, a real-life NFL bust due to off-the-field issues, is having a wonderful first half. That's his fifth catch for 70-something yards. He is tearing apart this Miami secondary.
Well, it was a long throw and catch by the quarterback and receiver.
Now on first down.
All right, so that was Golden Tate's 25th career receiving touchdown. Justin Blackmon also hit that mark a couple games ago. So it's nice to have two good young receivers that I can rely on. Hopefully, Zach Meeil will become that third great option. The weird thing is that Cole Beasley was our third option last year, but due to injury, he's out this whole season, so I keep forgetting that he's on our team. So we'll see if the team re-signs him, because he is a free agent after the year. And if going forward next year, if the Jaguars decide to bring me back and Cole Beasley back, I want to know who's going to be our third receiver, either Zach Meeil or if it's going to be Cole Beasley.
Maurice Jones-Drew gets it here. Runs out of bounds.
All right, with 56 seconds left in the first half and 3 timeouts, we definitely have time to drive down the field and either kick a field goal or score a touchdown. Hopefully I don't throw the ball away, though, because I'm known to do that, just throw it up and unfortunately throw picks. So trying to work on that. We definitely need our offensive line to step it up here if we are going to score in this first half.
5 wides for the offense from the shotgun. Secures it with 2 hands. Nickel formation here for the defense. Right where it had to be. That'll put them
2 straight catches by receiver Ace Sanders, who's in his second year. It's rare to see him catch the ball because I don't really go to him very much. So it's rare to see back-to-back receptions by him.
Blackmon's lined up now as a slot receiver. He had no time to get set.
I guess my offensive line didn't get the memo to block somebody. We need you to block people if we're going to score again.
Second down after the incompletion. Looks to his left. Justin Blackmon with a nice catch there on a ball that had a lot on it.
All right, so the clock's running down. I don't know if I want to use a timeout, but we're definitely in field goal range. I kind of rather have the touchdown.
Reaches out and grabs it. Gains 13.
Good job by the quarterback completing that pass against the zone defense. Look for the open space when you throw against zones. That's what he did, and he got the nice completion.
The Jaguars with no timeouts. Jones-Drew's lined
And we
up.
return from halftime up 17-10. Pretty good first half, besides my fumble. Hopefully we can continue that in the second half and not have any turnovers this game, besides that one fumble.
First down while you're on top and keep that clock moving and just controlling the football game. Good job by the offense managing things so far here today.
First and 10, and the receiver's going to get it here. 5, maybe 6 out of that.
This reverse to Golden Tate has been working pretty effectively so far for us this game. I'm going to have to start using it more. I don't really use it very much because a lot of times it goes for negative yards. when I've used it previously, not in this franchise, but previously when I've been playing, so I don't really call it very often. But with Golden Tate, it's been pretty effective because they don't really expect it, so I might have to start incorporating it into our offense more often. That huge sack for your negative yards was definitely my fault. I guess tripped up on my running back and offensive line, and then I just stumbled and got sacked. So that was my fault. I was trying to scramble, I guess. That sack on fourth down was not my fault. I had no time to throw. My receiver was just getting open and I got hit.
Maurice Jones-Drew lined up in the backfield. Jones-Drew's handed the football.
We're tied up 17-17. I know I've been struggling to get Maurice Jones-Drew his 18 to 22 carries per game because a lot of times when we're in a hole, I like to throw it, but I'm going to continue to work on getting him his touches. I know it's a big struggle when you only pick up a yard here or a yard there, and you don't want to keep running it when you're not getting the yards you want. One issue I have with this team right now is I like too many of our players on offense. I'm trying to spread the ball out too much. It's really hurting some of our other players not getting the 1,000 yards that they should or other numbers. But like right now for the season, Justin Blackmon's around 900 yards and has about 10 touchdowns. But the next closest guy is at like 550. So I know Mercedes Lewis has been struggling. So far this year, he has around 20-ish catches and about 200 or so yards. And he only has one touchdown. He was a big factor in the games that he played last year. So I know I want to get him more involved. It's just I have other guys that I want to get the ball, like rookie Zach Meeil and Justin Blackmon. But I have to make a bigger effort to get Lewis more involved.
Jones-Drew split out wide on the left. He'll fire it out to the left.
Another play where my offensive line, I guess, refuses to block somebody because they get through and hit me within like 2 seconds of snapping the ball.
Nickel formation for the defense here. Throwing now to his left. Under fire on that throw.
All right, so back-to-back plays where the offensive line doesn't block, and I have two bad throws where I'm just getting rid of it. I know those aren't my fault because I finished the game 29 for 32. I only missed 3 throws. Those two are 2 of the 3. So I had basically a perfect game. Our offensive line is a joke.
Go ahead and let the quarterback complete the pass. Just make sure you come up and make the tackle before the first down. Good job. 4th down coming up. The kick is good. Nice little recovery that time by the...
All right, so our defense forced a turnover, so we get the ball back in the red zone already. Let's see if we can capitalize on it.
Maurice Jones-Drew down to the 15.
This video has no sponsor, and there is no ads. But if you haven't heard me say previously, I do a movie podcast on the From the Fleet channel, which you can find in my channels. For the month of January, we'll be covering all the DCEU movies, so that's pretty fun to listen to. You get to hear our opinions, what we like, what we hate. A lot of good stuff in there. Check it out. And that's the end of the third quarter. We're up 2017, and it looks like we're about to score again. So hopefully we can put this game away soon and not have it come down to the wire.
After that run, it's still 3rd and 9 to go. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. Maurice Jones-Drew lined up in the backfield.
We've got a 10-point lead. Feeling good about this game. We'll be 1-1 against the Florida teams in the NFL. Pretty exciting right there. Hopefully next time we face the Bucs, it won't be for probably a couple of seasons unless we see them in Super Bowl. But hopefully next time we beat the Bucs, and everybody know, oh, okay, yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars are a serious team. They're the best team in Florida.
Now third and short, following the run, staying on the ground.
If we do walk away with this win here, we'll be 7-2 with 7 games to play before the playoffs. Of those 7 games, 4 of them are divisional games. Right now in our division, there is no other team with a winning record. So that's pretty exciting. The next best team are the Texans and Titans, both with a 3-5-1 record. The Colts are garbage at 2-7. 2 of our last 7 games are against the Titans. So we haven't played them this season. I know that last season, I'm pretty sure they were better than I expected them to be, especially on defense. So we'll see how they are this season. Previously, I mentioned that crayons have flavors and you could eat them, which is true. But have you ever made yourself a crayon paper salad? It's where you draw a nice picture on a piece of paper with crayons, fold it up, and take a bite. It's pretty good. Also, I don't know why I said salad when I meant sandwich. It's a crayon paper sandwich. Go home and enjoy it for yourself. The better the picture you draw, the better the sandwich tastes. So put some real work into that. Take out some nice colors, mix them up, use as many as you can because that adds more flavor to it. Then take a big bite.
Tebow's got it in the gun. The throw to the left makes the grab.
Here's some positive news about the team. The early Pro Bowl voting has already started taking place, and we have 7 players that are right now projected to make the Pro Bowl. 6 on offense and 1 on defense. What should have been a touchdown turned into a fumble on the about 2-yard line by Justin Blackmon. Luckily, our defense got the ball back for us, and we're already in field goal range.
The tackle is made.
I know at the beginning of the season I mentioned that I was trying to break Cam Newton's touchdown record by a quarterback for rushing, but I'm about 8 short with 7 games to play. There's a chance I could break it, but I'd have to focus so much on rushing as Tebow that it kind of takes away from the rest of our offense. So I don't know if I want to go for it. If the opportunity shows itself, I'm going for it, but I'm going to focus more on winning.
Offense readying for the snap. Here's the handoff to Maurice Jones-Drew. Swallowed up behind the
Trying to get Maurice Jones-Drew his 3rd touchdown this season, and it backfires on us. That's a 2-minute warning, folks. We pretty much have this game wrapped up. Just have to run out the rest of this clock, and we're going to be 1-1 against the other Florida teams. Feeling pretty good, because then as a whole, we're 7-2 on the season.
What a catch. Touchdown. The Jaguars are at the line.
All right, so while I should be running down the clock, I'm going to try scoring again. I got just over a minute left, and I want to pad my stats a little bit more.
The defense comes out in the dime. 2nd and 2. Justin Blackmon hauls it in.
The trick here is to get my receivers a couple more receptions, make their stats look better, but also not throw any interceptions because that would ruin my pretty good game.
That long gain sets them up here on this play. Blackman's got the cool hands on a pass that had a lot of heat.
Besides his goal line fumble earlier in this quarter, Justin Blackmon has been pretty well for us. I really like his hands. I wish he would have had this type of career in real life, but unfortunately, like I said, he had off-the-field issues, and it kind of ruined his career. He's been suspended from the league, and I don't even think he's trying to get back in.
Anytime the offense is near the goal line, you got to be alert for the quarterback moving and trying to run with the football. Nobody on the defense is watching the quarterback, and he just scrambles in easily for the touchdown.
Come to an end. Well, it's a big performance in front of a prime-time audience and a sweet victory in the end.
Of course, the players.
That wraps up this week. We're the 47-17 win over the in-state Dolphins. That pushes us to 7-2, feeling pretty good. A lot better than last season when we started off 2-6 or 7. So I'm looking at the playoffs pretty well right now. And that gives me my 7th player of the week this season. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and check out one of our other videos.
For Phil Simms and all the crew at EA Sports, Jim Nance saying so long for now.